What is up, Charger fans? Hey, if you are new to this channel, my name is Craig. Me and my buddy Chris, we started a Chargers channel probably about a year ago, and we wanted to follow this guy, even though his head's getting cut off. I have to fix that, don't I? All right, we followed this guy over the West Coast. We are actually Detroit Lions fans. You got the Hutch jersey back there. You got the Barry Sanders little shrine, both signed photo and football, but in the background, I mean, obviously. But the reason we came here is because we knew the Chargers would become a force in the NFL because they got Jim Harbaugh. We always enjoyed watching them growing up. Both of us did. And, how can you not? I mean, these are two teams that have the best uniforms in the NFL, but one in the NFC, one in the AFC. So they almost never play each other, even though we did last year. And it's one of those things where it's just like, yep, you can actually be kind of a fan of both teams. So when Harbaugh went there, we were like, let's make this happen. It's been really fun getting to know and being part of the community here, talking tacos, all the other fun stuff that we're doing. So with all of that being said, let's get into a player who I think is kind of flying under the radar for you. It's June. What are we going to talk about? We are going to go in depth more with numbers, with overall roster stuff, and things like that. But there is a player that not a lot of people are, I would say, talking about. But one article talked about this guy, and I could not agree more, if I'm being completely honest. And I've talked about him as well, but his name is Tuli Pelotu. All right, you know him. And he is the breakout star that, as this article would say, the league is not ready for. All right? Now, there are other breakout candidates. Last year, when we first started this, one of the guys that I came on here, it was a little more bold of a take than the Tuli one is right now. One of the guys that I said is absolutely going to break out because Jesse Minter has a very linebacker-friendly scheme is Dion Henley. The other thing that he is very friendly in is edge rushers. I know this from his time at U of M, but he is very friendly with an edge rusher. This system in general is, and it is very friendly for linebackers. Honestly, it's friendly for everybody. So Tuli is absolutely one of those guys that will be there. Yes, he was behind Joey Bosa, and he was behind Khalil Mack the last couple years. He's still got a ton of snaps. He's still got a ton of snaps. And that's one of the things that I kind of want to talk about as well. In his rookie year, he actually got more snaps than in his second year. In his rookie year, he got 852 snaps. That is not quite starter level snaps, but it's pretty close. Last year, he got 774. Now, this is where things get kind of interesting. You can make the argument that he actually had a better rookie year when it comes to his run defense and overall performance. However, he got to the quarterback at a much more efficient rate last year. Last year, he had 8.5 sacks. Last year, he had 8 hits, 26 hurries. All right, so last year he got after the quarterback. Year one, however, this is what's very interesting. He had just as many QB hits. He had 10 more quarterback hurries. He just didn't capitalize on those as often. But his run defense was much better. This year, you get to see him slot in. No more oft-injured Joey Bosa. He's your number 2. He is your number 2. And what is behind him is veteran Bud Dupree and rookie Kyle Kennard. Now, do I think Kyle Kennard has the potential to be a kind of special, definitely starter caliber edge rusher in this league? I do. I really do. So I think they're in a position where they'll be okay on the edge, even as Mac is getting older and probably only has 1 or 2 years left. But he wanted to come back, and that's exciting. So when you look at him, I would expect to see a guy that starts putting up much more impressive production. I think this is the year that he gets double-digit sacks. In fact, as weird as this sound, I'm actually going to predict that he has more sacks than Khalil Mack. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, right? I think he has the ability to do that. So that's one of the things that I want to look at. Now, when I look at your edge defenders as a whole. All right, when I look at your roster as a whole, you have Khalil Mack, who still is a top 10 edge defender in this league. Because I think some people are wondering, like, you've been elite on the edge for a couple years now. Can you continue to maintain that? PFF put out their article ranking the top 32 edge defenders in the NFL. And it's the usual suspects: Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, right? TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson. We all know those are the top 5. We can't really argue with it. Max Crosby is number 6. Trey Hendrickson, 7. Jared Verse, after 1 year as a rookie, 8. Will Anderson, 9. And then your guy, Khalil Mack, sitting in here at number 10. For him to continue to do this at the age he's at is truly unbelievable. But I also do believe that he is a top 10 defensive end in this league, which is amazing. When you look at the guys after him, it's Josh Allen, it's Danielle Hunter, like Jonathan Greenard at 15. Like, there are some Burns at 16, Van Ginkel at 17. There are some amazing edge rushers in the NFL, but he still is a top 10. In fact, it's so amazing that PFF does not have Tuli in the top 32. I'm telling you right now, he will be in the top 32 after this year. He is going to have that starting role. They'll have him playing one side and doing it consistently. He won't be all over the field. It will allow him to have consistency and get used to things in his third year in the NFL. So here's what we got. We got a breakout candidate at edge. You have a good edge room. I think when you look at edge rushers as a room, you are still a top 10, maybe top 15 team in the NFL. Last year, you were clearly a top 5 team. But again, I don't think the loss of Bosa, you guys know this, you're Chargers fans, it's not as big as you think, because yes, he's a supreme talent for the 5 to 6 games he plays. And then he's usually not available at the time you need him most. But here's the thing you have to realize. The Chargers last year on this list, when you're looking at skill, when you're looking as a whole team, from the PFF ratings, last year they were like 20. This year, they're team number 12. They're team number 12. And that's the thing you have to realize, is that this is a roster that is so much more impressive from top to bottom. There are good players at every single level. Junior Colston is going to be significantly better than he was last year. He never recovered from that appendicitis that he had early in the offseason. Your corners are only going to get better as they get older. Like, that's the way it's going to go. Your safeties are still there, and then your offense has gotten much better. When I look at what this defense was last year with the talent it had, it's amazing. Now, they're going to be able to run it back on defense, and they've greatly improved the offensive firepower. It's a solid roster. All right, hey, thank you so much for watching. Stay here. We want to be your go-to place for Chargers content, non-biased, and we'll see you on the next one.